Hi, students, welcome back. So, we're going to continue working on our 14.1 assignment activity. So, the instructions say write Maya in the blank if the statement relates to the Maya creation myth, and write Inca in the blank if the statement relates to the Inca creation myth, and each statement applies to one myth. So for number one, it says men, women, boys, and girls were all created at the time. So do we think, if we look back in our reader from chapter 9, do you think it's the Inca or the Maya? It is the Inca. Remember, he created all of those at the same time. He made the stones, and he made some of them tall. He made some of them short. So go back and read that if you were a little bit confused. So, boys and girls, I want you to go through and complete the rest of them. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And make sure that you have your reader there, because I promise you, boys and girls, the answer is right there in your story. So let's move on to the next portion of your lesson. You have two questions that I want you to answer. So, what evidence is there in the text, captions, and images that suggest an eagle perched on the cactus grasping a snake is an important image to the people of Mexico today? So, boys and girls, if you look on the page, it explains in your in your chapter 9, that if you look closely at the modern Mexico flag of today, you will see the same image that they talked about in the Maya creation. So, why do you think that's important to the Mexican? Why do you think that's significant to Mexico today? So why do you think that's important? So you'll put your answer there. And then B, what similarity or difference between the Maya creation myth and the Inca creation myth that you find most interesting? Be sure to include specific details from the text in your answer. For me, I think what we just talked about in number 1 with the fact that the image of the cactus, the eagle perched on the cactus grasping the snake, is still relevant to the Mexican country today, to Mexico today, because you can see it's evident on their flag that they still represent today. So that's amazing. I had no clue that the Maya civilization and Mexico were so closely related. So I think that would be my most interesting to me, the most interesting fact. So you write it down below. What similarity and what difference did you think was most interesting? And then you comment down below where it says type here. Now it's time for our word work. Our word work assignment or vocabulary word today is emerge, okay? So in the chapter you read that Verchacha emerged from the waters of Lake T, high in the Indy Mountains. This word emerge means to come into view. A normal example would be, my father emerged in the doorway when I called his name. The part of speech is a verb. So now it's your turn, boys and girls. You're going to write 2 words using the word emerge. For me, I would use the sentence, I went to the beach and saw a whale emerge from the bottom of the water to gain his air, his oxygen. Because remember, whales have to come up, and you see them, they come up from way down at the bottom of the ocean to get the air, and then they go back down. So that will be my sentence. But now it's your turn, boys and girls, to answer to create 2 sentences using emerge. And then, congratulations, boys and girls. You are done with your reading lesson for today and your last reading lesson for Unit 2. So it's amazing. We learned so much throughout this unit. We learned about the Maya civilization, the Inca, and the Aztec. So this was such an amazing unit, and I hope that you continue to keep this ingrained in your mind and implement this information forever until you move on to 6th grade and beyond. So great job, boys and girls, on reading today. And you can move on to your next portion of your lesson.